It's the final race of Season 6 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oil Direct. Andrew Woodhouse here with Adam Bath from Mount Panorama in Australia. And Adam, we saw the champion crowned in race 2 today.
Yes, Wojciech Savidovic once again nearly won race 2. In fact, he got third place, and that sealed the drivers' championship. And in fact, the ES trophy has been sealed as well, as has the teams. So the organisers thought we'd have a bit of fun for the final race. The fog has descended, it's cloudy, and with cold tyres and brakes, it's surely going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm not sure I envy these guys in the first couple of corners at least. With the championship championship has already been decided, so I suppose that's one good thing. Run down the grid quickly. There's only 2 pro drivers in our top 9 here. Robert Burton starts on pole. He's the AM driver in the DMR car. Jamie Rushworth starts on the front row. He's surely the favourite to win this race. Halit Ertas third for DMR as well. Colin Steele fourth for Apex Racing TV. He was the pole sitter in race 2. Robert Plumley for CQR is 5th ahead of Steve Walker. Tim Mawson, the privateer, in 7th place. Pete Newman is 8th ahead of Niels Jordan. Ellis Stevens 10th. Russell Laidler 11th. Dan Hunt for DEG 12th. Laura Bond for Elite 220 in 13th. David Baker 14th. And then it's the champion, Wojciech Savidovic, winning his first title. He starts 15th, just ahead of one of his long-time rivals, Stefan Hug, in the Team O car. And just ahead of the ES Trophy champion, Adam, Ben Gregory is 17th.
Yes, what a win by Ben Gregory in the second race. The first time we've seen a Pro-Am driver win a race. I cannot call who's going to win this race free. Merely, it's just going to be whoever stays on the island for the first few corners is going to win it.
Yes, I think you're right. And fog is down, descending, the headlights are on. You can barely see, you can't see the surrounding area on top of that mountain now, and that's really, it's going to be atmospheric, it's going to be fun for the drivers. It's also going to be tricky. I just hope that these guys are somewhat sensible in the first lap or two.
Yeah, we've had a 20-minute warm-up session, so hopefully they have got their bearings and know what they're going to do. It's not that turn 1 that's going to be the issue, though. It's going to be the run down the straight out of turn 1 and then into turn 2. That's where all the trouble's going to happen. No runoff area there. It's going to be a one-way ticket for some into that tyre barrier.
I think turn 2 is going to be awful, but I just hope that if somebody does make a mistake there, which someone will, let's be honest, that they're not going to block the track and make it difficult for everyone else to get through. So we have on the front row Jamie Rushworth in 2nd, and Robert Burton. He's going to be starting on pole for DMR. So we're just about 20 seconds away from the start of this race. I'm going to take some time, just thank everyone who's been involved in this season. For BSRTV, all the drivers as well, and let's have a good one. Okay,
here we go.
Red lights are coming on, the race is about to begin here. For the final time in Season 6, the green light is on at Bathurst. Robert Burton got a reasonable start. Can he take the lead? Can he maintain the lead? For Rushworth, very wide. Is he going to hit the fence? I think he did. Too hot into the first corner for Jamie. Everyone else, David Brock's off. Everyone else okay.
Wow, right, that's turn 1 out of the way. In fact, Jamie Rush was practically the only driver off in the first corner, but here's the tricky spot, turn 2. Let's see what's going to happen. Robert Burton, the first to go into turn 2. Is he going to keep it on the track? Yes, he is. In fact, Jamie Rushworth is as well, so maybe that 20-minute warm-up session has helped the drivers, but there's contact to the back.
CQR car.
I think it might be Sutton, could it be?
I was going to say, I'm not sure there's any prizes for guessing exactly who that was. No, Sutton actually has...
Oh no, huge incident, Andrew, huge incident out of the cutting. Who's in the lead? I think it's Peter Newman. Peter Newman's taken the lead. I was too busy looking at my timing screen to see what's going to happen.
I think we need to have a safety car here. I'm not sure if anybody can put that into action, but
Still green, and I think Robert Burton basically spun on the exit of the cutting, and then everyone just got stuck behind him. So Peter Newman leads. Second place, Stefan Hug. Third place is
Colin Steele.
Fourth place, Wojciech Savidovic.
They also managed to get into third position, though. We'll see exactly. I'm not exactly sure what happened down at turn 2. We may have to revisit that. Was it Plumley or was it Laidler? It was Laidler, wasn't it?
So it was one of the CQR cars at turn 2, and then into the cutting, Robert Burton spins and then causes a track blockage, which basically means that Peter Newman's the leader with Stefan Hug in second. And
right, yeah, that's what happened in turn 2, Adam. One of the DMR cars, now Ertas, I think, spins in turn 2, hits one of the Elite 220 cars. That sends those 2 CQR cars flying in the air. Ashley Sutton wasn't one of them, so he survived, and there was a massive crash for one of the Pete Newman media livery cars. I think it was actually Ben Palmer driving for Laser Tools. Gregory was turned over and up in the air. One of the Apex Racing TV cars was sent miles into the Australian sky.
Right.
After lap 1 then, after the madness, Pete Newman leading for his team against Stefan Hug then.
And it's 0.2 seconds between him and Stefan Hug. It almost reminds me of an event at Macau where the track got blocked, and then it was like a race of attrition at the end. But Hug down the inside of Peter Newman. Surely he's going to have to relinquish the lead. Stefan Hug takes the lead into turn 2, but will the cold tyres mean that they make a mistake? No, it doesn't. Hug takes the lead.
Tell you what, Adam, Hug's car doesn't look particularly great, does it? He must have had some contact. As you can see in the background, Colin Steele has been passed by Savidovic. He's going to get passed by Sutton now. I think Steele just wisely, he's going to run his own race here, and I think he could get a solid top 10 finish if he just maintains and finishes this race at Bathurst.
So Ashley Sutton up into 4th then. It's 5 seconds between Savidovic in 3rd and Peter Newman in 2nd. But Peter Newman, a Pro-Am driver, no disrespect to him, but I think Savidovic will be reeling him in a few laps' time.
Who went off the track there? They head almost into that downhill section. Newman's not completely out of this yet. Adam, it's amazing. We've said this all season long, and I think it's been the key for most of these drivers. How many times have we seen the chaotic start to a race, and look who's in the top 6? Hug, Savidovic, Sutton, Rushworth, and then Carroll, then Baker, quite close behind. The big boys just have a way, don't they, of finding their way to the front, no matter where they start.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence that they're all at the front. In fact, Jamie Rushworth just is in the pits or something, because he's down in 17th place. But back to your theory there, Andrew, it is amazing how they managed to avoid all the carnage. They used that extra 10 minutes in the warm-up session to good effect, and now it means they're at the front of the pack. So let's run you through the top 10 as we come around to complete lap number 2. Stefan Hug leads. Peter Newman is in 2nd. Wojciech Savidovic is in 3rd. Ashley Sutton 4th, with Colin Steele in 5th. Graham Cowell is in 6th. Julian Janowski in 7th. Alexander Smolenski in 8th. And then rounding up the top 10 in 9th is Sharon Kaiser, and in 10th it's Eckhart von Glan.
Savidovic has quite a lot of damage as well to the front and the rear of his Apex Racing TV car. So I think with Rushworth, Adam, I think he was one of the ones, as you can see him actually, he's rejoined slightly further up the front straight there, but he was one of the ones who was involved in that incident with Ertas, and he may have got the black and orange flag.
Yeah, for the second time tonight he might have got the black and orange flag, because that's what scuppered his hopes of getting the title in race 2. So we've got 17 cars shown running on the racetrack at the moment, and we're only 3 laps in now, so it is a race of attrition here, and it's all been dominated by those 2 incidents at the start of the race.
I think we had a few black and orange flags then, didn't we, on the previous time round. Laura Bond is out, Robert Burton's in the pits, Richard Wilde is out, Gordon Wilson's in the pits, Russell Laidler's out, Simon Field's out, David Brock's out, Ben Gregory's out, Steve Walker's out, Ben Palmer's out. Goodness me, yeah.
Savidovic is off. Savidovic's in the barriers.
Right, and that's...
So it's got to cost you there, Andrew.
Although it's alright, he's over. He's over, and he's over and out, I think. As I'll just borrow a line from my Apex Racing TV colleague Brendan O'Brien. He's found a novel way of conserving his tyres by keeping them up in the air.
So that it means there are 16 cars left in this race now, and
nobody's going to make it, Adam. We might, if we go out there, do you think we'll get some points?
We might as well. 9 seconds is the gap between Ashley Sutton and Graham Carroll. The pack is pretty much spread out now as a result of the carnage over the first 4 laps. We've still got 6 laps to go, and yeah, there's 14 cars left.
Now look, the conditions still aren't perfect, Adam. These guys aren't lapping tremendously quickly. It's quick-ish. As Baker moves out of the way, Baker's a lap down in 16th place. Is there anybody in the top 5 who doesn't have any damage? I think Newman doesn't have any, but he's doing really well actually in 2nd place. He's still 2 seconds ahead of Ashley Sutton, so he was only Sutton was 3 seconds quicker than him on that previous lap.
Yes, Newman started in about 6th or 7th place for this race 3, and then obviously when the big traffic jam happened at the cutting, I think he was the first to benefit and took the lead. So a great job by him at the moment in 2nd place. Will be helping his team in the teams championship. But look in the background, that's Ashley Sutton closing in. The last time around, Sutton was 3 seconds quicker than the Newman car. Look how much he closes in on him into the cutting. And I think
that surprised the CQR driver, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and he was lucky not to run into the back of him as we climb up the mountain now. Will Sutton try and get the move done in this time twisty section, or will he wait for the straights?
I really don't think he should, because things like that happen. That was ridiculous.
Well,
silly driving.
It was unfortunate because Peter Newman was on the outside line, but Sutton should have bided his time there.
Sorry, but that's silly driving. He's 3 seconds a lap quicker. 3 seconds. Newman's driving to get his first podium finish. Now Sutton's hit the wall as well.
Oh dear, and he's out. I think he might be disqualified.
I'm sorry, but I have no sympathy. None. Graham Carroll's now up to 2nd place. Colin Steele, so it could be on the podium here.
So a 17-second gap between Hoog and Carroll, and then it's a 7-second gap back to Colin Steele, with a 23-second gap back to Alexander Smolensky.
Unbelievable. I'm sorry, Adam. I can't fathom that, mate. He just waits until the straight he has him, and he goes chasing after Stefan Hoog. Yeah,
he has had some questionable moves this season. We've seen him at Virginia. We've seen him at Indianapolis. Those were a few races that have come to my memory. And once again, he's had a bit of an unfortunate collision, and it means that Peter Newman's hopes of a podium are scuppered. We'll see if we can get a word with him after the race. But
a tremendously fast driver. He doesn't need to do silly things like that. You know, okay, I understand if he's held up by Newman through the mountain section, it would be 1.5, 2 seconds. But surely you'd rather lose 2 seconds and be out of the race after 4 laps.
Right then, battle for 6th. Jerome Kaiser, yes. Anyway, Jerome Kaiser, 6th. 7th place, Matt Walker. Matt Walker down the inside of Kaiser into the final corner, and that is Matt Walker through into 6th place. That was the closest battle we've got at the moment on track. We've only got 10, 11, about 15 cars on the track and about 12 on the lead lap.
Jerome Kaiser, who announced that I think he's not going to take part next season, so he's taking a little break. I don't know if it's a permanent one, but hopefully not. The Dutchman's provided a lot of exciting racing for us this season, and yet again, Adam, as is customary for your own, his car is not looking spotless at all.
Yeah, it isn't, and he's doing a pretty good job at the moment in 7th place, but that is a result of practically everyone else not running. In fact, you could probably go around with a damaged car and still pick up some decent points. Let's have a look at some. Steve Richardson.
Walker's car is fine. At least about the only one we've seen so far.
And that'll be good for his Pro-Am Championship, because he's only a few points behind Niels Jordan, I do believe. So
yes,
that could be interesting. Other notables that are still running: Julian Janowski in 9th, Eckhart van Glan in 8th, Steve Richardson in 10th place, Dan Hunt 11th. Those are the only people that are on the lead lap. And then the people that are off the lead lap that are still running: David Baker 13th, Alec Ertas 14th, 15th. Oh, in fact, we've just received word that Jerome Kaiser's crashed. So that's another person that we could see have issues, but I think he's carried on.
Oh, well, I'm just having a little look with Kaiser. At the back. Oh yes, right. So the fast right-hander that the left-hander that dips down. Oh, got very, very sideways and clouted the wall big time.
Yeah, I just saw that. Maybe a bit. The brakes were still a bit too cold, and then it just speared across and went into the concrete barrier. But he's managed to carry on. Once again, the car seems to be working fine, but he might have a black and orange flag, so we might see him pit.
He can't keep it straight, and he's off down towards the chase with Eckhart von Glan behind him, and I think von Glan needs to be careful here because he's on for his best race of the season. Kaiser can barely control that TMO car. So the Dutchman, well...
He must be heading for the pits at the end of this lap. Let's see if he does.
You would think so, but yeah, here we go.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it in?
He does. So Jeroen Kaiser, another victim of race 3 here at Bathurst, and that elevates von Glan up into 7th place.
He'll be really happy with that as Janowski goes through into 8th. Richardson is now 9th. Then Dan Hunt's up to 10th, and Dan Hunt has actually just passed Richardson, so Hunt up to 9th, Richardson 10th, Newman still in the pits actually, so he's still classified in 12th place is Pete Newman, so I wonder if he's going to get some repairs and at least get some points. He needs to come out very soon if he's going to do that though.
Stefan Hoog is now coming up to lap Jamie Rushworth. This is going to be interesting. He's got a few seconds though between him and the former champion, but Stefan Hoog in a league of his own at the moment, 16 seconds ahead of Graham Cavell. Smolensky is in 3rd. Alexander Smolensky doing a fantastic job for United Sim Sports, with Adam Terry in 4th, Colin Steele in 5th. 6th place Matt Walker, 7th Eckhart von Glan, 8th Julian Janowski, 9th Dan Hunt, Steve Richardson in 10th. So those are really the effective runners left, Andrew. 4 laps to go. Shall we start reflecting back on what's been an amazing BSRTC season?
Yeah, what fantastic from Savinovic all year long. Really, it was the story. A couple of the stories really. Rushworth's bad start, which really put him Steele's off in the. Sorry, well, just interrupt there. Colin Steele has crashed.
He's carried on.
Where is that? That's just coming out of the elbow, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the car's moving about again. He might be another person to go to the pits at the end of this lap. So
understeered into the elbow that Colin Steele and right into the fence on the outside. So fortunately, I think that's going to put an end to his good run. We'll see if he can get some repairs on that Apex Racing TV car. Oh, hello.
Whoa, nearly flips the car over there.
That was true V8 supercar style, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's going to carry on? I don't know. I don't think he's got the black and orange flag.
No black and orange, and that's perfect for Steele. He's definitely going to. He's in 6th place. He's still ahead of Eckhart von Glan. Jeroen Kaiser is 8th. So he must have pitted, got some repairs, and has come out just behind. Oh no, he's not actually. He's half a lap behind. The scoring hasn't rolled round for me. Sorry about that. So von Glan is 7th, and then it's Janowski. So Janowski's one of the few. Interestingly, the Lugnuts drivers seem to be completely unscathed at the moment. But yeah, Adam Rushworth, poor start to the season for him. That put him quite a way behind, didn't it? And never could truly catch up, despite scoring very good points in the middle of the season.
Yeah, he was on the back foot from the word go. And really, the closest we got was at Indianapolis, where the gap was down to around about 50 points. And Wojciech Savidovic, I remember, was very lucky. He had a fast repair available to him, and that meant that he was able to get back and not go 2 laps down. So he managed to get a classified result. That could be seen as a crucial point in the championship. But Savidovic did it all on his own. A fantastic drive throughout the entire season. I can't remember him having many issues. One of my highlights of his driving throughout the season was his defensive driving at Suzuka. That was pretty much fantastic. And yeah, it's been a fantastic season by Savidovic.
That whole Suzuka meeting, Adam, is one of my favourites. We had Ashley Sutton battling with Savidovic, and then you had Hoog. Hoog was up there as well. I think it's my first season covering BSRTC, and it's been great. It's been a breath of fresh air, really good to watch. The racing's been close, it's been fair for the most part. And yeah, you know, I'm really looking forward. We've got a shortened season coming up, haven't we, in season 7?
Yes, we have. I think we've got lesser teams, and we've got double points for the final rounds of the season. That will surely bring some excitement and possibly a bit of controversy, as it has for Formula 1. As well as that, we've also got I think we've got a new system for Pro-Am and Pro drivers, and I think we might have to have a look at that a bit later on, because Adam Terry is starting to close in on Alex Smolenski. We've got 2 laps to go. Adam Terry was 2 seconds quicker than Smolenski the last time around. Could Adam Terry get a podium here?
In this kind of fractured race, Adam, it's quite often you get these situations where one car is much faster than another at the very end. And Terry in that DEG car looks smooth, looks fast, trying to close on Smolenski. I think he can buy this time here. Does have a speed advantage, but Smolenski, it's funny, we started the day off saying how well he qualified for race 1. Poor race 1, poor race 2, really. And race 3, ironically, up on the podium at the moment.
Yeah, it was quite interesting to see how far he dropped back in race 1, because that's already did have a good qualifying, as you said. But now he's up in 3rd place, and I'm sure he'll take a 4th place as he slides his way through the S's. I think Adam Terry is going to show Ashley Sutton how it's done here. Set a driver up through the mountain and then get the move done in a possible overtaking opportunity, as Smolenski goes very deep into Forest Elbow. Adam Terry might be able to get the slipstream benefit here as we head down towards the chase. We're about to start the final lap. Stefan Hug slowed down because the gap between him and Carroll is only 2 seconds.
He had a crash? I know he's had some... I think he's had a crash, you know. That car's crabbing now.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look and see what happened to Stefan Hug as we look at the battle between Terry and...
I think he's come a cropper on the mountain. Look. Get anything? Maybe.
Yeah, I've been rewinding quite a bit, and I can't see what's happened. It might have been a few... maybe had a small contact on one part of the lap, and it's meant that it's affected the car somewhat. We're on the final lap now. Suspension's
extremely bent on that Team O car, and look at Graham Carroll for Apex Racing TV, who has slight damage, but not that much, as Hug now has got the fight of his life to hold on to this victory. He runs very wide, and I think he's bashed the wall again there.
Oh, we could have a race 2 on our hands. Race 2 was a fantastic end. Will we have it this time? We're about to start the mountain section now, and this is where surely Stefan Hug will be at a disadvantage as we head out of the cutting where that traffic jam happened at the start of the race, and now up to McPhillamy Park. Stefan Hug... Oh, he hits the wall! And he's definitely out this time.
Oh, he's
Graham
over.
Carroll takes the lead, and it will be a race-free victory for Apex Racing TV.
Hug's over. The race is over. And, oh, he's right in the middle of the track. Smolenski's going to be coming through at any moment.
Here they come. Oh, no!
Oh!
Both of them involved.
Hug should have... Oh, well. That's not the cleverest thing Stefan Hug's ever done, I'll be honest.
I think he would have... Even though there was only 10 cars on track, he would have been better just retiring straight away.
I think he could have got it. He could have got it round, but he was quite clumsy, wasn't it?
I don't know if Adam Terry's got damage, but he's... I don't know if it's crabbing as well, but he's now...
he's far enough in front, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in 2nd place, so Graham Carroll is going to take the win. Another crazy final lap here in the BSRTC. Who have we got left? Matt Walker's going to get 3rd. 4th place will be...
Colin Steele.
Colin Steele, blimey.
Well, or Eckhart von Glan.
Yeah, von Glan.
Eckhart von Glan's got in front of Steele, but it's going to be actually another win. We've seen him... I think he's had a win before this season, Graham Carroll, but he's going to come through around the final corner, and he is going to be the final winner of Season 6 of the BSR Touring Car Championship. Graham Carroll wins for Apex Racing TV. And yet again, Adam, you cannot predict anything in this series.
Well, where's where I put the form book? I think we put it in the fire, really.
I think it went out the window a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it went out the window. Race 1 at Silverstone back in August. What a win by...
Terry's all over the place in the last corner.
We've got a battle here, I think, for 4th place. Eckhart von Glan is just holding on ahead of Colin Steele, so Matt Walker will get 3rd. Eckhart von Glan I thought after Andreas Katz left the series we wouldn't see a car this high again, but Eckhart von Glan, due a victim of circumstance, or victor of circumstance really, 4th place for him, with Colin Steele in 5th if they just make it through the final corner. And the rest of the runners, we've got 8 runners on the lead lap. Julian Janowski will get 7th, Steve Richardson 8th, 6th place for Dan Hunt, and then everyone else is either a lap or 2 laps down.
I'm really pleased for Von Glan actually. Whole season I've been watching his results. He's been at the back, he's been hit off, he's had some awful races and some bad luck, but here he goes, 4th place. Yeah, I'm really pleased for him there. Colin Steele in 5th. That's a great effort from Colin Steele. Dan Hunt 6th, rescuing some points for DEG. Julian Janowski in 7th. Richardson, yep. Stefan Hoog will be classified, I believe he'll be classified in 9th. I believe Smolenski will be classified 10th as well. John Roberts 11th, Jamie Rushworth 12th, and then Baker in 13th, Kaiser in 14th. They were 2 laps down though, so they won't score any points. So the retirements, it's going to be a long list, folks. Newman, Ertas, Graham, Sutton, Svidovic, Burton, Jordan, Palmer, Walker, Gregory, Brock, Field, Laidler, Wilson, Wild, Bond, Plumley, Mawson, Stevens, Kraft, and Rappel. Adam, that's the longest list of retirements I think I've ever had to read out in my life.
I was almost reading it out with you there, Andrew. It's unbelievable. The list is just vast, and only really 8 cars were finished in the end. And is it a fitting way to the end of the fitting way to when the BSRTC contacts all the way down through the fields? Questionable driving really from some. Ashley Sutton.
And Hoog, actually, to be honest, with the 3-point turn that never was. But that shows the problem with a front wheel drive car. You can't spin it round, can you, on the spot? So.
Yeah, well, end of season 6, a pretty crazy season really. We've had Privateers win, Stefano Giriali at Road America. We've had new races to the championship, such as Virginia, that provided some great racing, and we've had some brilliant drives by the likes of Ashley Sutton, Wojciech Savidovic, Jamie Rushworth, Stefan Hoog. It's been a blast to cover the series.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I think 8 cars finishing on the lead lap is an appropriate way to finish the season. I'll bring in our cameraman for the season, Alex Simpson, who's helped out with the commentary duties every now and again. Alex, absolute carnage there, mate.
Yeah, stark contrast to the last race. It was just absolutely epic in every way. Just yeah, I did have a little chuckle with the craziness that was going off in turn 2. Didn't even get to what was going on further up the hill.
Yes.
On the cameras, it was just yeah, just one of those moments. I just needed some sort of crazy like Benny Hill music or something to play in the background at that point.
Yeah, I think some people had actually stopped, hadn't they? I think that's how bad the track was blocked.
Yeah.
But it was Ertas spinning, wasn't it? And unfortunately, nobody really had anything to do. Eckhart von Glan saying actually on the chat that he only did 2 overtakes in that race. Started 25th, finished 4th.
Yeah. Wow.
there you go.
Do we have a word with our race 3 winner, Graham Carroll?
Yeah, we should do, definitely. He deserves it.
And Graham Carroll joins us now after winning race 3. Graham, you were about 20 seconds behind Stefan Hoog, and all of a sudden you were right with him. What was it like to win that final race?
It was it was absolutely crazy. But yeah, I seen a few guys in front of me, and they were going off left, right, and centre. So I thought I just need to finish the race and see where I end up at the end. And yeah, it turned out very well for me.
When I don't know if you saw. You're probably too far behind to see actually what happened to Stefan, but it was all kicking off. How did he manage to start on those cold tyres?
Oh, I actually started round the last corner, so I was just in front of Ashley Sutton, and then we actually had a touch at the first corner. And as I corrected my car, my elbow hit the corner of my seat, and I went up the straight in pain, and I thought I'll just take it easy here. Dodged a few big crashes at the next corner, and then yeah, just sort of nursed it home and getting past the people at the side of the track, sort of thing. But no, it was to be honest, it was the same as the last foggy race. I think I managed to win as well. So
I've just noticed you started 26th. And, so that was amazing. We've seen some crazy results, but the win from there. I mean, what was the? Did you have to completely stop up at turn 2 there?
More or less, yeah. Like I say, I was driving in pain, so I sort of slowed right down, took it easy. It paid off for me, and yeah, just took it easy. But I actually said to Wodge before we started there, in these kind of conditions, it's you can get the win from starting so far back. It's just that madness. So it paid off, and yeah, it was a brilliant race, class, brilliant.
How do you rate your season then? How do you rate your performance over the 30 races?
It was sort of hot and cold, to be honest. I think I've still not really got the hang of the car. It is to the pace of the front runner sort of thing. I've still got a half a second to find somewhere, but it's been a great season, and hopefully do it next year as well. We'll see what happens.
You managed to take 3 wins, Graham, so a pretty good season in my books for you. What was it like mixing it with the likes of Savidovic, Rushworth, Hoog, 3 really esteemed members of the BSRTC?
It was good, and like you say, you get a lot of respect when you're driving with them. You know they're very clean, and you know they'll give you room, sort of thing. But I'd raced with Wodge before in the Skip Barber, and that's something I'm a bit more familiar with, and I'm used to that car a bit more. But to jump into this after one season, and like you say, you get the 3 wins. I hoped to get 1, so to get 3, really happy with that. And yeah, hopefully if we do it next year, we can maybe challenge a bit better.
It's going to be a shortened season next season, so I think if you carry on the performance, you've got every chance, mate.
Perfect, guys. Thank you.
Have fun.
Cheers.
Graham Carroll there, who won 3 races this season. Adam, actually, I thought he'd only won 2, so that's a surprising stat. 1 out of every 10 races this season was won by Graham Carroll.
Yeah, that was his 3rd race win at Bathurst. He won at the Indianapolis Bike Circuit, and he won into Lagos as well. So 3 wins for Graham Carroll, showing that he can mix with the best. Shall we have a word with Ben Gregory? He was the winner of the Pro-Am Championship. Ben Gregory joins us now. Ben, what a race too. What was going through your mind when you saw Savidovic going around the outside of you into that final corner?
I was just basically thinking he is not going to get past me. Not now. Not now. Not after last season at Brands Hatch.
Well, I quite enjoyed the fact that you just shoved him into the wall. To be honest, it's quite good. What was that race like though? You were battling with Laura Bond for pretty much the whole race. She looked to have the better of you, but then a mistake put it back in your favour.
Yeah, I think we were pretty closely matched. I did back off for a little bit because I knew my tyres would overheat. So I thought, yeah, I should, just back it down, see if I get better tyres at the end. But yeah, that mistake just gave me a perfect shot, so I decided to, give it a go.
You lost the Pro-Am Championship lead after Brands Hatch. Did it ever go through your mind that you might not win the championship, or were you focused on getting the lead back?
I already talked to Aaron about this after Brands Hatch. Was like, you could still win this. It's like, well, I wouldn't have minded if he did win. It was such a good fun run anyway.
All I saw in race 3 was you flying up into the air and over the wall. What happened there?
I just got caught in the wreck. I thought that happens, and then Rusty decided to reverse in front of me and kind of flip my car over the top of a Laser Tools car. Well, I just saw sky and ground alternating. Probably
the Scottish flag again. Like, I think it was you at Road America, wasn't it? You just saw Scottish flag flying in front of your face.
Yes.
And Spa-Francorchamps comes to mind as well when you were leading with Robert Graham.
That damn Scottish flag, you'll be cursing that. You hope you won't see that too much next season.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do next season. I might take a break out, but then come back for the season after, because I'm still not ditching this. This is too much fun to give up.
Well, if you ditch next season, I suppose there's only about 8 weeks until the next one, so have a little break maybe, and but we hope to see you back for season 7. But if not, then we'll catch you for season 8.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been so much fun, especially racing with everyone. Just don't know what team I'm going to be in next.
You're a champion. You're a champion now, mate.
Yeah, it feels weird. I've won something. This is unusual.
Well, on that bombshell, thanks very much. Thanks very much for talking to us, Ben. Well done on the Pro-Am Championship.
Thank you very much.
Ben
Gregory there, yep.
Well,
Very deserved winner.
Yep. My aim for this season was to see a Pro-Am driver win, and we got that in the penultimate race of the season, so well done for Ben Gregory.
Kept you waiting for...
Yes, he did.
For 10 weeks, Adam, but you got your wish. I think there was a couple of opportunities, wasn't there, earlier on in the season? I think that one at Spa-Francorchamps comes to mind when those two crashed, fighting over the lead. But overall, I mean, it's been a tremendous season. What do you think? Do you think next season, with the shortened season, it's going to be just as close? I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as well. Quite a few rule changes. Well, sporting-wise, we're going to be stuck with the Kia Optima once again for next season. But we were talking to Jerome before the race started. We're going to have pit lane starts for people that cause infringements. We're going to have double points as well. It's going to be interesting to see what this series looks like when we come back for Season 7. Well, my highlights, personally, Spa-Francorchamps was my highlight of the season. Overcast conditions for most of the evening. It threw up quite a few surprises. But in the end, it was still the likes of Savidovic, Rushworth and Hu coming out on top. That was my highlight of the season.
Yeah, I think... I've got to say that as well. Spa was really, really good. We had a couple of great finishes. This one, we had a couple of great races at Brands Hatch. We're going to get some variety in the track selection as well for next season. And so we'll be able to bring some interesting racing to you. Alex, what was your favourite moment, mate, from the partly from the commentary box and partly from the production truck, so to speak?
You know what, I quite enjoyed Indianapolis weekend. There were some great moves, especially Ashley with some of the overtakes he did down that back straight into that sweep-in left-hander. I don't know. I really enjoyed that weekend. I think that was a good fun. Suzuka as well. That was just madness. Great race in there. I just remember those guys exchanging position. I'm trying to think of the two drivers. I'm pretty sure it was Ashley and somebody else. Who was it? I can't remember. They were literally...
Was it Wojciech?
Might have been Wojciech. They were side by side, rubbing paint here, there, and everywhere, knocking each other off the track. It was brilliant. Yeah, they just carried on going. So that was. I think to me that those two meetings were the highlights of the season for me.
One credit as well, gents, has to go to the car. I think the car has been the star. I mean, we've provided some really good racing, and it's shown a durability as well that cars with fairly substantial damage, Adam, have been able to carry on.
Yeah, before I watched this series, I was always doubtful of the Kia Optima, it being front-wheel drive and being a very unknown manufacturer. I haven't seen the Kia Optima in action before, but I was proved wrong. It's been a joy to watch this season. The drivers have managed to use the setups brilliantly to adapt it to the vast variety of circuits that we've been to. So the Kia Optima has been really good this season.
Because Alex, definitely the F1 car wouldn't take that kind of punishment.
No, you can breathe on that and it would break, so...
Right, boys, on that bombshell. Like you said, Adam, thanks very much, guys. It's been such a fun season. It's been really great to commentate on. Adam, have you got any last words before we sign off for the season?
Well, it has been a joy to work with you and Alex this season. This is my second season of the BSRTC, and I think it's just as good, if not better, than the last one. So, roll on Season 7.
Indeed. Alex, buddy, thank you for doing the cameras and chipping in the commentary box when needed as well.
Yeah, no, just to the organisers, thanks for putting it on, thanks for getting us involved. I've enjoyed doing it on a Thursday night. It's been something I've looked forward to, which is not always the case with some of the broadcasts, but when the racing's good and fun, we don't mind doing it at all.
Alright guys, well thanks again. And for the final time this season, I'm going to sign off. So Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Alex Simpson here at Bathurst. We have two champions, Wojciech Savidovic winning the main championship, Ben Gregory winning the AM championship. It's been the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oil Direct. And we will see you next season. Don't miss it. See you later, guys.